What's going on, guys? Jimmy James Garage. I'm wearing a Chevy shirt, so because I don't care if it gets dirty, because I don't like it. Got it for free. Anyways, got the little guy with me. He's helping out. We got the tail shaft off the transmission. I did have to remove the H pipe, which blows. Let's see if I can get you up there. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to get out. I've done it before. I just removed the tail shaft seal because it's leaking, and then I'm going to remove this bushing in here. It's tail shaft seal bushing. It looks pretty rough, and hopefully that's why I'm leaking another spot, why I keep having a transmission drip. I got a new one through Hanlon Motorsport. They're awesome to deal with, so I'm just going to be working on this, guys. Just want to keep you guys updated. I'm going to knock this out, see how it turns out, and then seeing how it goes, I'll pick this video back up with some tips and tricks for you guys on the best way to do this. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in a few. What's going on, guys? Jimmy James Garage, back with the COVID. Day 2 or 3, whatever. But hey, at least I'm getting paid from work to not be at work. And my whole family's got it. And unfortunately, I had it damn near like a year ago, give or take a few days. But I'm alright. Just get random fevers. But I also got a week off of work, which means I got a lot of time to work on the Cobra. So, I know last time I picked up with you guys, I got the tail shaft of the TR3650, which is in the 01 Cobra. I think like the 03 and 04 GTs had it. Don't quote me, I'm not positive on the GTs. But I don't have... You got to get this bushing out, and I don't know if I can get light. Let me see if this light will work. But this thing is just so scoring up. And unfortunately, I had to shop replace the seal up here, but they should have been, I guess a lot of times too, like if your yoke's worn out, because my yoke was bad, usually it's because your tail shaft bushing's bad. So I tried to be creative, and I'm trying to fix it for as cheap as possible. I bought some parts at Harbor Freight to see what would work. I took in the new bushing with me that, like I said, I got from Hanlon Motorsport, and I went looking at impact socket sets that I could get something that was close to the same size, and this 32 millimeter was about the best thing I could find. It's just sits inside, and it actually worked out because I've finally been able to pound the crap out of it. I was scared I was going to bust the housing, but I finally got it to go down. I'm going to have to whack it a lot more with the sledgehammer, but you just want to make sure you have it lined up and very well aligned, so you're hitting the bushing and not any of the cast aluminum or any of the aluminum housing. I did try buying this bearing set, but the socket fit better. I just was like, I wanted to get everything. Well, I was there, and I was just going to see what worked because I didn't want to make 2 trips, because worst comes to worst, I'm going to return whatever I don't use anyway. So that being said, I'm going to pound this out, and I do have a nice sledgehammer. I would recommend. I tried using a regular hammer to tap, and I was getting no luck. But yeah, after that, I'm going to take my drive shaft yoke, run some sorry, my nose is running, guys. What is it, like steel wool, or I don't know, like one of those 3M emery cloths. So I'm gonna just clean up the yoke real quick, make sure this slides on good, because I've heard sometimes you got to bore these out. Hopefully that's not the case before your yoke will slide in. So I'm gonna check on that, and I will check in with you guys, and I'll pick this video up later. So take care. Alright, guys, for pounding this back in, I just had some of these the bearing race seal driver set. I grabbed one that's bigger than this, and then I'm just gently hammering it, just tapping it in, just like so. Just nice and easy. It's definitely two-handed, and I don't have a way to hold it, but I'm just going to keep driving it down in there. I already got it started. See if you can see the old race. Look how scoring up that is. The edge is where it's kind of bust ups for me using the socket to get it out, but just inside all those grooves, all in there, like all these grooves in there, that's not good. So yeah, I think it's definitely a worn out piece, so it's a good thing we're replacing it. So I'll keep this going later. Oh, also, as you're putting this in, you want to make sure you have this little slot of the bushing towards the bottom channel right there. You want to line that up and that's going to be on the bottom side of the tail shaft because the shifter's up here on the top. So just wanted to add that part in. Alright guys, sorry this video is going to be choppy, but I ended up using this bearing kit or whatever it is. What's it called? The bearing race and seal driver. That's definitely not what it's meant for. But when I was looking online, there was a way you can do this on your car and replace this bearing. It has like this piece that goes around your drive shaft, or I mean the output shafts of the transmission, but it's like $1,000, like a special automotive tool. So unfortunately, I had to take off, I don't know, it's like 12 bolts or whatever here on the tail house and remove it. So it's a little bit more work. But at the end of the day, you can go to Harbor Freight or anywhere and just seriously find a socket that's the same size so you can fit in there to pound it out. And this right here, I mean, I don't even got, and I bought shop towels. I think that's like 80 bucks at Harbor. And I'm probably gonna return some of this shit, so if I'm able to, just because I don't need them. But we will see. Maybe not. I might end up using these tools, but regardless, you don't gotta have all the professional tools to do all this shit. A lot of the times, if you just use a little bit of what I like to call it, hillbilly innovation. Maybe because I grew up on a farm, but it's just a cheap way to just find another tools. And sometimes you just gotta go to the drawing board and see what you can come across that will work for the job you're doing. You don't need to have the best of the best tools. It helps, but a lot of times too, like, I don't plan on doing this on a daily basis. I really don't ever want to do this again, to be honest. But that being said, you can just go and source out whatever you need that would work. I mean, even if you found a metal pipe that was the right size and the right diameter. I mean, you got to be close, because I mean, I definitely did. My socket definitely ate this up a little bit going in, but that's why I used a larger diameter. Whatever this thing's called, I don't even know. But I used a bigger one to hit down, so I didn't mash it all up, so it had a flat surface. And I think it worked good because this is aluminum, and aluminum's a soft metal, and I'm not sure if these are aluminum or brass or what type of metal, but it's a soft metal, so it's probably good that I used a soft metal to hammer it down in there. So that being said, I got to clean off all the old RTV. As you can see, I still got RTV hanging on there. I got to get all that cleaned off. I'm gonna spray some brake clean on this stuff. It's gonna be real messy. It's gonna be hard to record, but I'm gonna clean and get everything prepped up good so I can start putting stuff back together. But yeah, if you just got a little bit of time and kind of source stuff out a little bit, it's not always easy, but you can save a lot of money, and at the end of the day, you're going to get the results you need. So I will pick this up later. I'm sorry this video is going to be cut and edited a lot. It's just going to be pieced together a lot. So alright guys, now we're underneath the car, and the lighting's not going to be great because the sun's in the eyes, but what you want to do is get a gasket scraper and clean all around your tail shaft where it meets. Scrape off all the old gasket. I use brake clean too. Let's see if I can, I'll try and hold my phone up here so it's out of the light, but yeah, just wipe all that down, make sure it's clean. Let me slide up out of here. Alright, so then I took a lot of brake clean because this tail shaft was filthy. I cleaned it all out inside the shifter area. So you want to get it all cleaned out. I blew it out with a compressed air too, just to make sure we don't have any dirt or any debris in there. I did get the emery cloth on the yoke. What I did was I just went like this, just went around, cleaned it. I can show you real quick. And then after I got all any surface rust off, I kind of rotated it this way, like clockwise, and then did it counterclockwise, kind of get like a little hex mark, like how a cylinder would be honed. Sorry if this fan's loud, it's just hot out here. But then I put some gear oil on it, just to, because I don't know about, I probably won't get this in today. And then I just covered it up with a shop, I'm gonna have to get another glove, but just a latex glove, just to keep the moisture out. So that's what I got going on with this. Back in the shitty Chevy shirt because it's pretty messy underneath here, and I don't want to get my good clothes dirty. And can't say I care for Chevys too much. I mean, they're okay, but I'd rather drive a Ford. And then yeah, so once I get everything ready here, I still got some of my gear oil gasket maker RTV. Definitely want to use Permatex or a really good brand, because you don't want to do this job twice. So what I'm gonna have to do, get underneath the car after I get a bead put on, and I'll have to slide the shifter rod, goes right through there, and then once I get this like on the car, then I have to get the shifter on here. It goes on the rod, and then there's a little dowel pin I gotta hit in there, and then behind that goes this little rubber seal, sits right there in the back. So that's where we are now, and I'll pick this up later. Okay, so I got the RTV all around the tail shaft housing. This little washer here though, it came off on me, so I had to pull it back, gently get it. It's always a pain in the butt. I've done this once before. So now we're just gonna we should be able to just wiggle this into place. It looks like we're decently lined up, so I think I can do the rest from underneath the car. We'll see. Like I said, the lighting might be crap. Alright, so got the RTV all on there, and then we gotta line up our dowels. Alright, I'm gonna need two hands, so I'm gonna have to pause. We got the tail shaft back in. I just hand tighten the bolts. I gotta wait 24 hours to torque them down. Yeah, it kind of really fought me really getting back on it. It's a real pain in the butt. It wasn't cool. So yeah, I had a hard time getting that washer to stay in place. And as you can see, you have to put that little cotter pin in there, or I forget the little crush. It's a crush sleeve, I believe is what it's called, but I'll put that in tomorrow. I'm pretty burned out for today. Still not feeling the best because of the vid, and honestly at this point I gotta wait for RTV to dry up anyways, and we got a lot done today. Really kicked my butt. I'm gonna go get cleaned up, spend some time with the fam. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to get the tail shaft all torqued up, put the drive shaft back in, the cross member brace for the transmission, and get all the sensors plugged in. And then I think besides that, that's going to be it for now. And then hopefully get the exhaust back in. Then I'll fill it up with transmission fluid, and then let me see. So I used one of these gaskets from LMR. Not super impressed. I think this is why I was getting all the smoke coming out. It's got tears in it, and I think it just got sandwiched out and was leaking transmission fluid at the high RPMs. Like there's cracks on it. My camera will focus. So yeah, I don't know. I think it just kind of like sandwiched out and was leaking. So I'm gonna RTV that as well. That's how I've always had it done in the past. Figured I'd try out that gasket, but it's no bueno. I'm not gonna use one of those again. It's nice because it was convenient, but if it's leaking, it's not really helpful. So RTV, Permatex it is. It's always fun scraping that crap off. So alright guys, just gonna wrap up this video. Sorry it's all bits and pieces all over the place. Tried to include all the tips along the way, but you guys take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one.